Hello everyone, welcome back, and I didn't expect to make another one of these so soon, but the first one actually both resulted in a new subscriber, which welcome to the channel, and a like, which is probably more activity to get on a lot of these videos, because, again, new channel. But, so we're going to do another one of these. This time, uh, I we're going to make a half-elf rogue this time. I kind of let someone else choose the class and race combo, and I was a little hesitant to do half-elf at first because I didn't necessarily want to do things beyond the 2024 handbook. However, what occurred to me is that there are more races, or more classes than there are races or species, excuse me, more classes than species in the 2024 handbook. So I think we're going to take this time to do an opportunity to show you how the backwards compatibility is going to work in the 2024 rule set. So we're going to go ahead and do a half-elf rogue today. So once again, we're just going to go through the steps. This time, we're going to make a rogue. So step 1, choose a class. We'll just go here. Might help if I choose the text box. Rogue. So that's done. Alright, right in your level, just like last time, we are actually going to start at level 3. Most campaigns will start at level 3. If it starts at level 1 for you, just do the rules, but for level 1, it's pretty much the same. You're just going to be ignoring some of the later level stuff. Note the armor training. Okay, so let's go over to our rogue subclass, or our rogue class. Let's see here. Weapon mastery. Missing it? Oh, yeah, I'm looking all the wrong stuff. Okay, so armor training for rogue is just light armor. Again, pretty standard. We'll just check off light armor there. Now, determine origin and choose a background. Now, for this, we are going to go with the 2024 backgrounds. It's only the half-elf species that we are going to import from the old rule set, but that will not be a problem. It's actually ridiculously easy. So let's think, what kind of rogue do we want to make, though? What kind of background do we want to give him? Oh, and actually I should probably put the name, because I did, just like last time I did a random roll to determine the name. I just did it off screen to, save time. So today we are making Vincent Goltorah. And once again, I just used Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I made the last name Elvish, and I made the first name Human. And in this case, Vincent came from the list of French names, because they have several lists of real-world names. So I thought it'd be nice to give him a French name, and Vincent, I guess, is French enough. I think other languages have it, but maybe it's French in origin. I don't know. So let's see. Charlatan is a pretty classic rogue, and it would give me skilled feat. Could go criminal, but I think criminal's kind of a little overdone with rogues. Farmer guy. Oh, you're also going to be making an arcane trickster, so you do want something with dexterity and intelligence. So an artisan seems like artisan criminal. Okay, maybe we will pick a criminal. See what other options we have here. Ooh, we could do a scribe. Ooh, since we are making an arcane trickster, maybe a scribe would be a way to go. Maybe he has some formal schooling. Oh, then also the lucky feat with the Wayfarer. That's okay. Let's see here. So, scribe gets me skilled, Wayfarer gets me lucky, artisan gets me crafter, criminal gets me alert. I'm going to be honest. As much as I don't like the rule set that you have to take the stats with the background. We're going to go ahead and skirt the mold a little bit. We're going to go with Wayfarer because that lucky feat, I think, more than makes up for a lacking intelligence score. Again, frankly, if you have a good DM, they will let you put your stats wherever you want. Okay, if your DM doesn't let you do that, he's not necessarily a bad DM, but I like to make sure my players make the character they want to make and not have to be saddled down by stuff. But we're doing rules as written here, so we're going to be doing that. So let's go ahead and start with our stats. We are going to do the standard rogue point array as described in the book. And in this case, it's pretty spot on. The one thing I will note, though, is that if you want to make an arcane trickster rogue, you want to make sure your intelligence is your second highest stat behind dexterity. And that is because that is going to be your spellcasting modifier. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that if you are not making an arcane trickster rogue, and that is perfectly fine. However, I would be remiss if I did not point out that you could also be a rogue and up your charisma and get those charisma-based skills and actually be part of the party. And we're actually going to bump that to 17 because that is going to be the 2 from Wayfarer as well. Intelligence is going to be a 14. 14, that's a respectably high stat. That's a little off-center there, but I'll just let go. And we're going to go ahead and put that extra 1 in charisma, just because charisma with the standard point array for the rogue is the dump stat, and that's not bad. But we could easily take a feat that boosts the charisma by 1 and then allows me to neutralize that. It's going to be a 9 because that's 8 plus 1. So there we go. Those are our stats. We'll fill in the modifiers later. Skill proficiencies, stealth and insight. So we'll just go here. Stealth is under dexterity. Stealth, very typical of a rogue. Insight, that's always a nice one to have, trying to determine who's conning you. Tool proficiencies. All rogues get thieves' tools. Honestly, if you're a rogue and you don't have thieves' tools, that's... Did I misspell thieves? Am I an idiot? Oh yeah, thieves' tools. There we go. There we go, thieves' tools. And as always, we're going to forego the traditional equipment and we're just going to put the gold in there because we don't want to spend all of our time just writing in a bunch of equipment for what should be a fairly short video. Okay. So there we go. That's our background. Back to character creation. And then we almost forgot our feat. So feats, easy enough to remember. Lucky. And actually, let's go ahead. We'll read off the lucky feat because the lucky feat is in fact a really good one to have. For those of you who haven't played 5e or Dungeons & Dragons at all, it is often considered overpowered. So, lucky feat. You gain the following benefits. Luck points. You have a number of luck points equal to your proficiency bonus, and can spend points on the benefits below. You regain your expended luck points when you finish a long rest. Advantage. When you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you can spend 1 luck point and give yourself advantage on the roll. Disadvantage. When a creature rolls a d20 for an attack roll against you, you can spend 1 luck point to impose disadvantage on that roll. That is actually really powerful, and it's made better by the fact that a lot of the way the rogue has kind of been retooled here, there's a little more focus on getting off your sneak attacks, and it basically is just more way. They give the rogue more ways to get advantage to get those sneak attacks because you need the advantage for sneak attacks. So we got our feat. We noted our proficiency starter equipment. We can skip that. So now we have to choose languages. So this is going to be a half-elf. And actually, this might be a good time. Second here. Did you even mention race here? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's a little. The choose a species thing is like a blink and you miss it because, I mean, really, let's face it. If you're making a character, you probably know what you want. So this is where we're going to go back to the old rules. And let's see. Where are my half-elves? Here we go, half-elves. So here is the half-elf page here. Oh, sorry. Forgot this is mirrored. And so basically, you're going to copy all this stuff, and you're going to put it here. The only thing you're going to ignore are ability score increases. So it says here your charisma score increases by 2, and 2 other of your abilities increase by 1. We have to ignore that because we're in the new rule set. So we're going to go ahead and start filling in some of this stuff here, and then we won't even need this book for most of the thing. Let's see. So we don't have to worry about alignment. We'll worry about alignment as we kind of like flesh out this character. So let's see here. I forgot to put Wayfarer there. So we got Wayfarer, species, half-elf, subclass. You know what? We'll go ahead and put that in here now, even though we're not quite there yet. Okay. Size. Size, medium. We're just going to put an M there for medium. Speed, base walking speed, 30 feet. Pretty standard for most humanoids in the old rules, aside from the shorter ones like dwarves and smaller. Fey ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. So I'll just put here, Fey ancestry. Then we also have dark vision. Almost got that one. Dark vision for this goes up to 60 feet. Skill versatility. You gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice. Ooh, so that's a nice one. And, you know, we don't even have to put that one there because we just get the skills. So let's see. What do we have here? Well, we are going to be Trickster Rogue. So let's do Arcana. And let's see here. Investigation. I think because our intelligence score is bumped up, I imagine this is like maybe like a little bit of like a secret agent type character. Like they're a rogue, but they use their magic to like kind of infiltrate and like, you know, get items for like, you know, whatever organization they work for. You know, not necessarily an evil one, but you know, they have their ways. They're the shadow operative, as it were. So we're going to do investigation, I think. I think that's a good one. And then languages, you can read and write Common and Elvish, which again is pretty standard. You know, take Common because everyone speaks Common, and then take the language most associated with your race, which in this case is Elvish. So there we go. That is everything from Half-Elf. We can now take this book and chuck it away. Never to be seen again. Well, we'll probably use it again at some point, especially if we want to start doing like backwards compatibility with like backgrounds. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so present, choose languages. Ability scores we've already done, but let's go ahead and add those modifiers in because that's the other important aspect. So strength of 12 is a +1. 17, I believe, is +3. Yep. Probably have these memorized, but at the same time, it's like I don't trust myself. Hey, come on. Okay, a 10 is a +0 by default. 14 is a +2. 13 is going to be a +2, I believe. No, that's +1. See? Can't trust myself. And charisma is a 9, and so that's going to be a -1. But like I said, all we need is one good feat that lets us increase our charisma, because most of the feats, aside from origin feats, are now what used to be called half feats. So they give you a +1 to a relevant stat, and then whatever other bonuses you get from that. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start doing appearance and personality. We're going to go ahead and skip the appearance, but let's do our personality here. So let's see, our high dex. I'm going to say dynamic. I like the dynamic on that one. So we're going to do dynamic. And then their low stat is their charisma. Ooh, so let's go tactless. Like, it's more that they just don't have a filter and they say the things that are like wrong all the time. As for alignment, I think let's go with neutral good. I do want to change it up a bit. They are a trickster, which does seem chaotic, but especially if we want this kind of in a standard campaign where most characters are at least between good and neutral and not necessarily evil, I think neutral good is a good place to land. I imagine like the organization they're doing this for is probably doing it for good reasons, like, keeping dangerous magical artifacts out of the wrong hands or something like that. So let's see. Let's give them honest. I know that seems like such a weird one to give a trickster, but I think, like, especially if you're in that neutral good, it's like, let's make them honest, and like that's their personal struggle, is they have to struggle between being honest and the fact that their job and what they're good at is just naturally deceitful. I like the way that kind of turns out. And let's also make them pragmatic. I like pragmatism. And again, that's where like the moral quandary comes in. It's like, do you do the easy thing or do you do the right thing? Okay, passive perception is 10 plus wisdom. Our wisdom is 0, so our passive perception is just 10. Not the best perception in the world. Where's passive perception? Oh, here we go. Passive perception, 10. So we're probably going to get ambushed quite a bit, but we should have lots of nice. Oh, one other thing of note. When I did Yvelda Stormfist, I made a mistake because I was looking at the HP table on page 42, which is hit points when you level up, as opposed to starting hit points by class. So Yvelda actually needs a few more HP, but I'll make a note of that after I'm done with this video. So the rogue starts with a hit point maximum of 8 plus their constitution modifier, which is 1, so that's 9. Then if they level up twice, and we just do the flat hit points per level, that's 2 5s, so that's 19. And then another plus 1 con is 21 altogether. Yeah, so you'll see, like, even compared to Yvelda, there just a few more hit points on her tally would be accurate. But yeah, so for a level 3 class, that's what that is. Let's see, we're going to worry about this other stuff later. Alright, I think we're going to get into the actual class now. So we're going to head back to... That's too far. That's the wizard. That's the sorcerer. Here we go. Rogue. Alright, so let's see what we get as a rogue. Our hit die is a D8 per rogue level. Oh, also that is not armor class. Okay. Max hit points, 21. Current hit points, also 21. Okay, armor class we'll worry about later. Okay, so hit die is 1d8 per rogue level. So our max is 3d8. And we haven't spent any, so we're good there. Skill proficiencies, choose 4. Acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, persuasion, sleight of hand, or stealth. Yes, rogues are very good at their sword skills. We do already have investigation and insight, and stealth we already have. So all 3 of those are ones we already have. So let's do acrobatics. I imagine that's something where our rogue is going to want to do some feats of daring do, and we can choose 4 of these. Yeah, I forget how much skill monkeys the rogues are. So let's do perception. This way we can offset our neutral perception score when we're trying to look, so that's 2. Let's do... Let's see here. Let's do persuasion. So we want them to be persuasive. And let's do the deception. Again, I think the crux of this character's journey is going to be learning how to be both honest and deceptive as a rogue, and I kind of like that. Okay. Weapon proficiencies. So we have simple and martial weapons. And they all have to have the finesse or light. Finesse or light properties. There we go. So whether it's simple or whether it's martial, they have to have either finesse or light properties. Okay, tool proficiencies. We already have these tools, and this is one of those ones where, this is where I wish the book had a little more leniency, because I basically just chose a background that I was already going to get tools in my character for. I mean, I kind of figured they would, but I thought, again, this is one of those things where if there were more tools listed, I would say just pick another tool set, but we're going by the rules, so we're just doubling up on Thieves' tools. Armor training, light armor, and then we get 100 gold. So we are now at 150 gold. We go down here, 150, boom. Make sure things don't disappear on me like they did last time. Okay, rogue class features. As a rogue, you gain the following features when you reach the specified rogue levels. These are features listed in the rogue's table. Expertise. You gain expertise in two of your skill proficiencies of your choice. Sleight of hand and stealth are recommended if you have proficiency in them. So what expertise is basically you're just doubling your proficiency bonus. So here's what we're going to do for now. So we're going to pick 2. I think stealth is definitely 1. We're just going to make a little mark here for when we fill that in. And then, let's see here. What else? Yeah, again, I like this idea of, like, the investigator, like, trying to find the location of the target, whether it's a person or, like, a magic item or whatever they're trying, or whatever they've been hired to track down. Okay, level 1, sneak attack. You know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack roll if you have advantage on that roll, and the attack uses a finesse or ranged weapon. The extra damage is the same as the weapon's type. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the target. The ally doesn't have the incapacitated condition, and you don't have disadvantages on the attack roll. The extra damage increases as you gain rogue levels. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put sneak attack in there, but that's what that is. Again, it's all about getting advantage on that target, and simply having an ally there is enough to gain advantage. Okay, next, Thieves' Cant. You picked up various languages and communities where you applied your roguish talents. You know Thieves' Cant and one other language of your choice, which you can choose from the language tables. Okay, so Thieves' Cant is kind of like, that's not languages. Thieves' Cant, okay, see, my languages disappeared. They were there. Oh, and they're back. Okay, so we got Thieves' Cant. And let's see, what other language do we want to give our rogue? What would be a good one? Let's go back and take a look at our languages. This is what we got here. There are plenty of languages in D&D. Just a matter of finding one that fits. Let's see here. Draconic, Dwarf, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Goblin, Orc. Yeah, let's give them Goblin. I bet this is a character that has had to interact with more than a few goblins before. Okay, so that's still there, thank God. Okay, weapon masteries. Your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery properly with 2 kinds of weapons of your choice, with you have proficiency, such as daggers and short bows. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change the proficiency that you use. So let's see here. I don't think they have masteries on here. Okay, so weapon masteries is just something that you're going to need to make a note of. The monk really didn't have masteries, so we didn't have to worry about that. So we're just going to put weapon masteries here. And basically what that is that every weapon will have a description in it for their weapon mastery, like Nyx, Vex, I think Cleave is another one. And so basically you can take those, and whenever you use your weapon, you can say, hey, I want to, I meet the requirements for this, I want to, you want to nick the enemy with a weapon or use the Vex mastery, and that's all there is to it. It's just another way to, help the martial classes kind of be a little more than I hit the thing, I hit the thing, I hit the thing, I hit the thing. Okay, level 2 cunning action. Your quick thinking and agility allow you to move and act quickly on your turn. You can take one of the following actions as a bonus action. Dash, disengage, or hide. Another very solid rogue thing to have, the ability to run, hide, and fight smarter, not harder. Cunning action. Okay, we're going to skip the subclass just for now, because we also have steady aim. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn. You can use this feature only if you haven't moved during this turn. After you use it, your speed is 0 until the end of the turn. So basically, you can give up your movement in order to gain advantage. Once again, helping you get off that sneak attack. That's going to be very helpful when you want to do your extra damage as a rogue. Okay, now on to subclass. As stated before, we are going to make an Arcane Trickster Rogue. Now for this, I'm not going to go into detail on all the spells. We'll be here forever if we do. But we do have, if you look, what does it say here? So basically, you're just going to go to the Wizard class section, and you're going to go from there to choose these spells. So let's see here. Arcane Trickster. Some rogues enhance their fine-honed skills of stealth and agility with spells, learning magical tricks to aid them in their trade. Some arcane tricksters use their talents as pickpockets and burglars. Others are pranksters. So let's go ahead, and we're going to fast forward to our wizard here. Okay, so we've got our wizard spell list. 3 cantrips. Mage Hand and 2 other cantrips of your choice from the wizard spell list. So I'm just going to go ahead, take a pen and use that as a bookmark for now. Okay, so I'm not going to go ahead and put the levels here. I might even do a whole separate video on spells and how they work, because that's a very complicated topic as it is. So got Mage Hand. Okay, let's see what we got here. Shield Touch, Dancing Light, Supplementalism. Oh, you know what? Mind Sliver. Mind Sliver. I don't know if they changed it too much, but I know in the standard 5e it is very powerful. So Mind Sliver, we're going to take that. And then you know what? It doesn't get any better than Minor Illusion. I mean, how can you be an Arcane Trickster and not having Minor Illusion? Okay, here. Oh my god. And I didn't even read this, but it says Mind Sliver and Minor Illusion recommended. Okay. Good to know that me and the book are on the same page. Let's see here. And then whenever you gain a rogue level, you can replace one of your cantrips except Mage Hand with another wizard cantrip of your choice. When you reach rogue level 10, you learn another wizard cantrip of your choice. Spell slots. The Arcane Trickster has a table to show how many spell slots you have to cast your level 1 plus spells. You regain all expended spell slots when you finish a long rest. So at level 3, I can prepare 3 spells, and I have 2 level 1 spell slots. And so here we have spell slots. So we've got 2 level 1 spell slots. And that's all we need for now. Let's see here. Let's see. Prepare spells. Prepare less than level 1 spells that are available you can cast with your feature. Start with choose 3 level 1 wizard spells. Charm Person, Disguise Self, and Fog Cloud are recommended. The number of spells on your list increases as you gain rogue levels. As shown in the prepared spell slot column, whenever that number increases, choose additional wizard spells. So basically, it seems like these spells are... Hold on a second here. Let's see. Prepare a list of level 1 spells that are available for you to cast with this feature. To start with, choose 3 level 1 wizard spells. Those are recommended. The number of spells on your list increases as you gain rogue levels, as shown in the prepared spells column of the Arcane Trickster Rogue table. Whenever that number increases, choose an additional wizard spell until the number of spells on your list matches the number in the Arcane Trickster. The chosen spells must be of a level for which you have spell slots. For example, if you're a level 7 rogue, your prepared spell list can include 5 level spells. Wait. Okay, I see. Whenever you gain a rogue level, you can replace one of your spells. Okay. Oh, I see. So that's actually rather interesting. So even though it says the Arcane Rogue Trickster needs to prepare spells, the number of spells it can prepare is always the same number as the number of spells it has. So you don't actually have to prepare spells, you just have to make a list of your spells, and then you can just use them. Which seems a little overly complicated, but hey, you know what? If it works, it works. Okay, so we have 3 level 1 spells that we can choose from. And you know what? I think Disguise Self, they were right on that one. Disguise Self is one of those ones where if you are a creative player, you have a lot of options with that. Oh yeah, you know what? Here's another. We're going to do Featherfall for those harrowing states where you jump out of the tower, cast Featherfall on yourself, and just fly down. Okay, let's see. Fog Cloud, Grease. Okay, I'm torn. Actually, wait, hold on a second. Let's see. Featherfall. Huh. We don't have this concentration spell. Because I was torn between Fog Cloud and Grease. Because I feel like those would also be like our escape spells. Like, oh no, I need to escape. Oh, but now there's all this fog. Or, oh, I need to escape, but now you're all slipping on Grease. But I think I'm going to go with Fog Cloud. I feel like that's... I feel like concentration spells are... Yeah, it's good to have... You don't want too many concentration spells. Because then if you cast a concentration spell, you can't concentrate on the previous one. So I think that's going to be like the one we concentrate on, because none of the others require concentration. Well, maybe Minor Illusion does, but that's a cantrip. We can cast that as many times as you want. You never want to waste a spell slot. Fail a concentration check when you take damage while concentrating on a spell, and then basically waste that spell slot because you took damage. That's why it's always, if you're a caster, it's always important to have Constitution. Okay, so that's our spells. Level 3, Mage Hand Ledgermane. When you cast Mage Hand, you cast it as a bonus action. You can make a Spectral Hand invisible. You can control the hand as a bonus action, and through it you can make dexterity sleight of hand checks. So we're just going to add that to our list of abilities here. Let's see here. Mage and there we go. And that is actually everything. That's everything for level 3 on your Rogue subclass. So there we go. One thing of note is for our AC, if you go with starting equipment, you do get leather armor. And going over to where our armor is in the book. Okay, so leather armor, while wearing it, your AC is 11, plus your dexterity modifier. So our dexterity is 3, plus 11 is 14. So that is, so assuming you went with the standard equipment, that's going to be your AC right there. Otherwise, it's going to be based on what you buy. And considering that you're in light armor, the next best thing you'll be able to get aside from leather armor is the studded leather armor. But that one also costs 45 gold pieces. But it's one of those things where it only gets you 1 extra AC on top of your dexterity modifier. You don't want padded armor because that's going to give you disadvantage on your stealth save or on your stealth checks. And as a rogue, you want to be the sneaky one, probably more than anyone else in the party. Like, sneaking is your thing. Don't be bad at it. So let's see here. Oh, and of course our proficiency bonus is 2. So now we can actually fill out some of these numbers. Oh, the saving. I didn't do the saving throws for the rogue. How could I have forgotten that? Come on, people. Why didn't you remind me? You're watching this in the future. You should have sent someone back to warn me. Okay. Saving throws, dexterity, and intelligence. Okay. So we're going to do check and check. And now we can add these all up. So let's go back here. So the saving throw here is just going to be the +1. There we go. Oh, and +1 for athletics. Alright, so we're proficient in this. So that's going to give us a +5 there. Same here. That's just going to be a +3. And then the stealth we are expertised in. So that one is actually a 4 in addition to 3, so that's +7. And see, again, this is why expertise is such an awesome thing. +1 for constitution. At some point, you might want to bump that up. Especially, I mean, as an arcane trickster, you might not want too many concentration spells, but it's also good to not fail your concentration saving throws at all. Okay, so we got plus. Oh wait, hold on. Nope, that's actually +4. What was I thinking? Because I'm proficient in it, which makes that a +4. That's just going to be a +2. Investigation, once again, expertise, so that's going to be a +6. +2. +2. +0. +0. Okay, insight, we're proficient in it, so our +0 becomes +2. +0 in medicine. +2 because we're just proficient in it. And once again, that's the power of proficiency. Never underestimate taking proficiency in something like even here with charisma. That's going to give our deception a +1. That's not a super great bonus to have, but it's better than rolling a -1. So we're not intimidating, and we are frankly not performers, which frankly for a rogue actually makes a lot of sense. Like, granted, rogues vary from, you know, how you make them. Everyone can make a different rogue. But for your run-of-the-mill rogue, some of them go for charisma just because there's a lot of skills involved there. But generally speaking, you know, you don't necessarily think of a rogue as intimidating or as a performer. So there we go. So as you can see, look, we're still very strong in our intelligence. We're strong in our dexterity, wisdom, or strength and constitution. I think maybe if this were me, I would probably dump strength instead of charisma. I know that kind of seems odd, but I think it's one of those things where with this having 4 skills and this only having the 1, or this having 4 skills, this only having the 1, I think you're going to get more mileage having a +1 on that. Because think of it this way, if this had a +1 to it, then you had, or actually, yeah, this had a +1 to it, that's going to be going up to 4, or no, it's going to be going up to 2, that's going up to 1, that's going up to 1, that's going up to 2. So that right there, it kind of allows you to not necessarily be the face of the party, but it gives you more options to maybe help the face of the party, or maybe be the face of the party when the face of the party is indisposed at the moment. So there we go. This is Vincent Goltorah. Like I said, I kind of imagine him like working for this organization, almost like a Men in Black style organization, or like a cross between like Men in Black and Warehouse 13, where like there's some weird thing and he's tasked with getting it, or there's like someone who's using a magical artifact and they have to be eliminated or something like that, or basically just a general problem solver. But yeah, so that's the character. This is Vincent Goltorah. Feel free to use him if you want to play Vincent Goltorah. Same thing with Yolanda Stormfist. I just kind of make these on the fly. I have no emotional attachment to these if you want to use them. Once again, once you get weapons, you'll probably want to put those here. With Yolanda, she had her fists, but we also didn't really give her any weapons at all. So yeah, that's it. Feel free to use this. Thank you for joining me once again. And as always, keep doing what makes you awesome. Have a good night and goodbye.